Um, Hello, my name is Maria Helena Carey, and I write a blog called The Hell is Home. And today I am talking to Mr. John Cheeks. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
If you could please introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about growing up in DC and which ward is home to you.
Okay, well, my name is John Cheeks. I grew up in Southeast Ward 6 in Washington, D.C. Also, I live in Ward 3. I'm a permanent resident here of Ward 3, where I currently reside. And Ward 3 is ready for a new congressional member to take office. My current, I should say, interest is for the people of the District of Columbia. It's for the actual, I would go into the avenue of asking for recovery benefits for the injured victims of the North American slave trade. Economic justice is what many people call it. And that's my primary existence, to run for this seat and win against Ms. Norton. She is a statehood proponent, which is okay. But right now, what's more important to the people of the district is to give some sort of economic balance, not give the taxpayer responsibility to pay for a state that will cost them in the millions and trillions of dollars.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you. Could you tell me a little bit more about this committee, and the public injury reminders, sorry, you're not calling them reparations, but you're calling them, just go ahead and tell me more about that.
Well, as many people of the district have heard, reparations is commonly used for the injuries of the North American slavery system. And that is something that does not match to the actual legal terminology of the injury of slavery in this country. This country owes us what's called compensation for the injury of slavery. Mm-hmm. And the sooner we can address that issue and bring it forward to the people without charging the taxpayer. Reparations charges the taxpayer at a very high rate. Mm-hmm. The District of Columbia would not be able to, the people of the District of Columbia would not be able to afford to pay for the injuries of the North American slavery system. The Recovery Act goes directly to the entities, the faith-based organizations, the academia institutions, mm-hmm. the associations, cotton, the sugar, the tobacco, and building material associations, all that profited from the injuries of the North American slavery system and enslaving people here inside the boundaries of the District of Columbia. It is a very sensitive subject matter, and we know that ending poverty will begin when we reduce the liability of the taxpayers. Poverty is here because taxpayers are responsible to keep poverty going. My entire agenda is to end it without the taxpayers paying into this. And it can be done, as you've seen the actual actors who participated in slavery have came up and announced that they apologize. And of course, they would like to do something about it, such as Lloyd's of London, such as the Catholic Church, such as BB&T, mm-hmm. Such as Chase, and a whole host of actors who we've identified. That is kind of sort of burdened the taxpayers of this country, as well as ruined the lives of Black Americans. And although we are in the era of Black Lives Matter, but we also have to be very conscious about how Black Lives Matter with non-Black lives. And the program that I've designed and set up to move forward will benefit everyone and also help the injured victims who reside in the District of Columbia.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I didn't know very much about that. So why are you running for delegate of the District of Columbia? You mentioned a little bit with this project, but just go ahead and tell me some more.
Well, I'm running exactly to end poverty and reduce taxes, period. And you may ask yourself, well, how is ending poverty going to reduce taxes? Easy. Ending poverty will take the responsibility away from the taxpayer, and a lot of dysfunctional programs. Public housing will end, affirmative action will end, all kinds of dysfunctional taxpayer responsible programs will come to a halt, and then we will create a new beginning of recovery. Recovery will take place and give people a sense of living. It will end homelessness. Can you imagine not seeing any more homeless people in the street anymore? Can you imagine that? It's not far-fetched at all.
Okay.
With the right candidates.
Do not see people suffering in the street.
Yes, it makes me cringe to my heart when I see people of any ethnic population on the street, homeless and looking for any type of money from anyone that they can ask for. And that's a part of poverty. We are ready to end poverty. That's my main goal in moving forward as being your next delegate of this city.
So how would you plan on ending poverty? I imagine that this has something to do with the project you discussed earlier, but how
Yes, I would end poverty by, once I'm elected in office, I would sign off on the U.S. Adjustment and Recovery Act for the District of Columbia. That would give us absolute authority to pay for the injuries of the North American slavery system. The North American slavery system was not totally about Black people in this country, but it does start with Black people. It goes into our Caribbean and West Indian community. It goes into our European community who fought for the U.S. Union Army in the Civil War to liberate us. And we have to look at those three particular users as being the most injured group of people that we have in this country, and also in this city that's eligible and, as some would say, entitled to use this. Economic entitlement comes in all different colors with the Recovery Act. It's not just about the main user, which is the Black population, and that is part of the whole plan, because with the Black population comes with a part of, I would say, economic non-justice. We don't have justice as far as being acceptable in certain programs of banking, of financing, of home ownership. I had the privilege of growing up in Ward 6, Capitol Hill, you all call it. I grew up 15th and East Street, Southeast, right near the Safeway on Kentucky Avenue. I have very fond that entire area. I can tell you stories about everything you can imagine. But you know, as time, evolved, I moved around the country. I came from a one-parent household after my father died. My mother, of course, she was the Tiger Mom. And of course, there was still I wouldn't call it an iron fist. I would call it a claw fist. We always had to follow Mom's orders because of where she was, values of the family. And I recognize that there are single parent households, whether it be male or female. And everybody needs help. We're in a position in this city where certain people have certain financial issues that we need to address.
Mhm.
We can no longer let it get swept under the rug. Uh, the Recovery Act for the District of Columbia would address those financial issues, not only for our younger population, but our middle-aged and elderly population. It would take a lot of responsibility off of the taxpayers in certain areas that people are dependent on.
Well, so, speaking of Eleanor Holmes, do you feel intimidated by her 15 terms in office or by her latest success with HR 51? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I'm not intimidated by her. You got to remember when Eleanor first ran for office, my entire family voted for her.
Mhm.
And that was 1 years ago, I believe. We all voted for her, along with Marion Barry and all of the rest of the DC names. Nadine Winter, I believe, was the council member of Ward 6. So that really it enlightened people in my generation. Eleanor came in new. She spoke of statehood, and that excited people. Statehood is a great thing to have. But as far as the top priority and how I am intimidated by her, I'm not at all intimidated by her, because I think it's time for her to pretty much exit the seat right now because of the terms, the timing. We are in we're in an era of where people are looking for a new choice. We're in an era where people want to correct a wrong and make a right.
Mhm.
Statehood will not correct a wrong and make a right. It will further move the responsibility of the taxpayers to pay into a fund for DC to become a state. And that's very, very expensive. I have nothing against a vote with budget autonomy.
Mhm.
That won't cost the taxpayers a penny. A vote with budget autonomy. But when it comes to statehood, we have to ask what natural resources does the District of Columbia have? Do we grow crops? Do we produce or manufacture anything? Or parking tickets our major industry? I mean, we have to look at those. We have to be practical and look at that, because right now the parking ticket uh, uh, uh,
Revenue.
revenue is our source of income for a state. And we don't have to target cars on the street and make people angry and take Uber or Lyft and retaliate against parking on the District of Columbia. And that could very well happen.
That is the hot one, for sure. So tell me, what do you think makes you the right challenger? I mean, your logo is a new, or motto is a new choice for a new era.
Yes.
Yes. So what does that mean to you?
You have the new choice agenda and the new era agenda. It works for everybody. It ends poverty and it reduces taxes. That's my primary mission.
Mhm.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about, is to bringing people together, keeping money in your pocket, and helping the ones who are injured from the North American slavery system that reside in this city. And if we can move it further throughout the rest of the country, I'm absolutely ecstatic by that. And what makes me even more is that you'll have a new candidate. You won't have anyone who's looking to stay in office for 15 or 14 or 12 or 10 terms. I just want 3 terms and I'm finished. If I haven't done everything in 3 terms, then please fire me. I do not want to be on the floor arguing for anything. My mission and my assignment is pointed out to me. We started it in 2016, and we have to continue to move forward in that direction. The Recovery Act is still in motion right now, as you can see throughout the rest of the nation, of where people are removing these uh, public injury reminders of the Confederate statues, the changing of the base names, the changing of school names, the changing of road names. All of those items have a direct impact on the public, not just Black people, but our European people as well.
Mhm.
Some of our European allies, they fought in the Civil War. Their ancestors. They should be remembered. They should be hailed as true American heroes, not people who have picked up a gun and tried to come in and keep other people enslaved, and also come in and storm the Capitol and take it over under treason.
Mhm.
So we have to be totally reminded, and that sets me apart from Miss Norton. Although she says that she was up for removing of the let's see, the Pike, the
Oh,
Albert Pike statue.
mhm.
Well, the DC Recovery Act was initiated in 2016 to remove that. We introduced it to the Board of Elections
Oh, okay.
in 2016 and 2017. We weren't successful in getting it on the ballot. We then again tried the DC Recovery Act in 2020. They refused to allow it to get on the ballot again because they said it was unconstitutional.
Okay.
So the easiest way to get something done is to go direct to the source, and running for the congressional delegate seat
Mhm.
is straight to the source.
Okay.
That would bring some relief to the people of the District of Columbia. We will be the first in the nation to actually truly execute this. And of course, North Carolina and Rhode Island and Illinois, they've copied off of our agenda. So I'm flattered with someone copying off of what we've already started.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. And if people want to learn more about the Adjustment and Recovery Act, or if they want to learn more about what you do, or if they want to learn more about your campaign, where can they go?
Well, if they want to learn more about the U.S. Adjustment and Recovery Act, the website is uscria.com. And as far as me, wow, that's a good question. They're developing my website right now.
Okay.
It's called dcbetterchoice.com.
Okay.
dcbetterchoice.com.
Are you on social media?
My campaign manager can answer that question. He's not here with me,
Okay.
but he can reach out to you and give you all of the. I'm not as aware of the social media platform, and I do have a representative from Black Lives Matter. My younger campaign manager,
Mhm.
they can direct you to all that.
I just want to make sure that if people want to reach out, they can do it. And when it goes on YouTube, it will be below here, or I will make sure that it's also on the blog. But thank you again for taking the time.
You're very welcome.
Goodbye.